And as you can see, the motto on this introduction is in Romanian, because we are in Romania with the General Assembly. But first of all, something about the goals of the General Assembly. We have two kind of goals, objectives. The first ones are resulting from the statute of the CPCE, and the further are from the Leyenberg Agreement. The images you will see are from the General Assembly from Basel and some from Sibiu as well. The first objective of the General Assembly is the reception of the work from the last term, from the last General Assembly from Basel 2018. In Basel, the General Assembly has assigned working fields, and of course, the General Assembly has the last word on the documents which resulted from this working process. Then we will look to the future and search for new working fields for the next term from 2024 till the 10th General Assembly. Connected to this is the election of a new council who will guide the CPCE through the next period. From the Leyenberg Agreement, one of the main goals is the deepening the communion of the Protestant churches in Europe. So it's not only theological working, but it's deepening the ecclesiological communionship. And of course, resulting from this, everyone gets to know a regional situation of some churches in the CPCE. But now to the venue. We will focus in talking about the venue from broad to narrow. And at first, of course, the venue is in Southeast Europe. And as you can see in this image, and you already know, of course, Southeast Europe was mainly behind the Iron Curtain. And Southeast Europe has the experience of communism and is sharing now the post-communist development. Well, it's a little hard to change. Okay. Then we focus to the country, Romania. And you surely know that Romania is part of the European Union, but only partly in Schengen. Only by air, you do not need a passport or an ID. If you're coming by train or if you're coming by car, you have to wait at the borders. I have put in here an historical map of Romania because it's good to know that the influences in Romania are diverse. The southern part, green, has a strong influence historical influence from the Ottoman Empire. The eastern orange part, an influence by Russia, and light blue part, the western part, has an Hungarian and Austrian influence. Romania as a country, as a state, as we know it today, was formed only after World War I, when Transylvania became part of Romania. Now, Romania has some demographic problems. There are 20 million inhabitants, 20 million Romanians, but it's interesting to know that of this 20 millions, almost 5 millions are living abroad searching for work. It's a special situation that in the last 2 years, more Romanian children are born abroad and not in Romania. So you can imagine what this means for a country. Now we narrow more from Romania to Transylvania. Transylvania itself is more multicultural than the rest of the country because it was part of the Habsburg Empire, Hungary, and a period autonomous principality in the Ottoman Empire. And what you can see here is, for example, the Hungarian minority, how it is distributed in Romania. And you surely can notice that they are almost only in Transylvania. That makes a difference between Romania and in its whole and Transylvania in special. Now we're narrowing further from Transylvania to Sibiu. Sibiu is an important city of Transylvania. In its origin, a city with Transylvanian Saxons with a German background. There were settlers from the 12th century. Sibiu has 3 names. In Romanian as well in English, you can call it Sibiu, but if you are speaking German, you may say Hermannstadt, and if you're speaking Hungarian, you may say Nagyszeben. In some years in the Habsburg times, Sibiu was the capital of Transylvania. The actual venue is in the center of Sibiu. It's a Lutheran cathedral. You see it in the middle of this image, but on the right side of the cathedral, you see the Bruckenthal school, an historic school from the 15th century, belonging to the church nowadays. And there in the school will be the workshops. The plenary sessions are taking place in the cathedral itself, like in Basel. But now from the venue to the churches in Romania, and at the last census, the result was that 89% of the population of Romania is Romanian Orthodox. So as Protestants, we are coming in a different cultural environment. And another difference is that 99.3% of the population declared themselves as belonging to a religion. So as a statistic is indicating, Romania is a religious country, and we have not to deal with secularism. It's a special situation reflecting the Southeast European religious situation. The historic Protestant churches, which are hosts of the General Assembly, are maximum 5% of the population. There are the Evangelic Church of Augsburg Confession in Romania. Then there are two Reformed churches, one from Transylvania, the second from the West District on the border to Hungary. The Evangelical Lutheran Church in Romania, the United Methodist Church in Romania, and that is something special. It is not a CPCE church, but a Protestant church as well. The Unitarian Church in Romania, the Anti-Trinitarian Church, is in good connection to the other churches, Protestant churches, and the other churches invited the Unitarian Church to be also a host of the CPCE General Assembly. If we took a closer look to the churches, I've put the languages of the churches along the names, and you can see that only the United Methodist Church is an Romanian-speaking church. The other ones are German or Hungarian. So take note that these churches do not like to be called Romanian churches. Their identity is either Hungarian or German, and it is good to address them as churches in Romania and not Romanian churches. And therefore, one of the issues at the General Assembly is as well the question of minorities. Now we're coming to the program. Every one of you has got the overview to the program. Of the program, we have tried to give different colors. So we distinguish between plenary sessions, liturgical activities, devotions, and the program of the hosting church. Of course, you can ask questions if you're interested, you have special interest in some of these aspects. But I will deepen it a little bit. We have in the program plenary sessions, which are held, as I said, in the cathedral itself. Here you have again a picture from Basel. It is not possible in the Lutheran Cathedral from Sibiu to remove the benches and put desks, but there was an ingenious solution of the hosts. Every bench get pulpits, so we can use the church as well as a liturgical place, as a place for the plenary sessions. We have two kinds of plenary session, one with content that refers to reception of the work, the processes, reports from the group, and so far. And there we distinguish business plenaries where there will be election votes and motions. The plenary sessions are broadcasted through YouTube, so people who do not participate but are interested can follow the discussions. Then we have three group working phases. The first phase is looking back to the work which was done since Basel. There are texts to be adopted and discussed. There are working groups on topics of the work of the CPCE. And then we will look at the future, where we are trying to identify future tasks till 2030. Then there will be an accompanying program, the liturgical worship service at the beginning and the end, with the installation of the new council, morning devotions in the Reformed Church, and midday and evening devotions at the working places. After the General Assembly, is a possibility to take part in a visiting program. And then we have the evening of the host churches, a complicated event, starting from the fact that we have 5 bishops who want to speak in this evening of the host churches. What's not really funny if you are coming and have to listen to so much discourses. But now to the participants, a brief overview. Who are the players in the General Assembly? We have delegates of the member churches. They have different rights. They have also the right to vote. But we have also a few delegates of the participating churches. The participating churches are churches which have worked at the elaboration of the Lauenberg Agreement, but did not sign it yet. They are also present. Then there are council members, which are not delegates by their church, and then are experts of the working field who will instruct us and tell us what the work was. Then there are further participants. There are observers from churches and institutions, as well as representatives of partner organizations. CPCE has agreements with 7 partner organizations, and they are sending their delegates also to the General Assembly, but without the right to vote or to participate in the working groups for delegates. As at every encounter, we have ecumenical guests, other guests as guests of honors, and of course, press staff and stewards. There will be the opportunity to take part as a visitor at the General Assembly. There are about 40 places for visitors, but they have to register as well. Least but not last, we have also, and every assembly has a social part. If you have noticed in the program overview, we try to end the working session with a dinner. So the evenings are free, and you can meet at the different restaurants and bars in the old town of Sibiu, and that will surely be a fine part of the General Assembly.